Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Deja Vu, again bringing another audio commentary from the Pro League. This time I am doing MBC Game Hero versus STX Seoul, and this is going to be week 2 of the 4th round. And yeah, I don't know, I've just been in a good mood, so I've just been churning out commentaries one after another, it seems like these days. And I'm going to be doing this one while I watch the NFL draft. We're towards the end of the first round. And yeah, so if you hear me like hoot and holler randomly, it might be because my awesome 49ers did something sweet. Like earlier in the draft, or at the 10th pick, they got the steal of the draft so far in Michael Crabtree, which is absolutely sick. And I hope that the Niners will be freaking pimped this year. I've got a lot of hope now that we got Crabtree. I was really worried about wide receiver, but you know, now I'm pretty happy. Anyways, this is StarCraft, not football. So back to the StarCraft. This is going to be a game between Light for MBC Game Hero. He is the purple Terran, I believe. Okay, they're showing us now. He is the purple Terran at the 3 o'clock, and then Hwasin, who's going to be the brown Terran at the 9 o'clock position. And Hwasin is one of my favorite Terran players. He's the red sniper, known most for his versus Zerg play, but he's pretty solid in his other matchups, hovering around 50% or so. And Light is he's a solid Terran player, you know. He's not that fantastic overall, hovering around 53% overall and 50% versus Terran. So I mean, he's a pretty solid player. Both of them are pretty solid against most things. So this should be a pretty even matchup. And this map is Heartbreak Ridge. It's got the main starting points are at the 3 and the 9, and then in the middle you've just got like a base in the middle with like this double, you know, something that no one's ever gonna take, obviously, unless the game's like well out of hand, and then like all these like spoke ridges that expand out from it. And yeah, I think the Terran players with all the tanks and everything are gonna be able to take advantage of those ridges and try to just keep like, if you can, I'm thinking maybe if you can try and hop from ridge to ridge, you can slowly push back an opponent. And yeah, at least that's what, looking at the map, that's what seems to me the most interesting way for a Terran push to go. Of course, there's always the at the top there's a line, and the bottom there's a line where there's a few bases and ridges and like temples that you can mine through and stuff like that. So there's other things to the map that I'm sure hopefully that players will be able to take advantage of. But yeah, it looks like both players are just going for basic builds, Braxis first, and then throwing down the refineries. It looks pretty simple, nothing too special. It is going to be a TVT, which means the beginning is really, really boring. Can't really do, talk about anything else with the game. Okay, it looks like Light is going to send out the first scout. SCV is going to be heading out for him, and yeah, Hwasin is just playing the slow and simple as usual. And yeah, I'm hoping in the future to try and keep doing as many commentaries as I can, as long as I have time. This is actually technically the next 2 weeks are supposed to be finals weeks for me, but I don't have any finals because I got lucky that way. I made my schedule that way. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll be able to take a couple weeks and just churn out commentaries as much as possible. And it looks like Light is actually producing a Marine, which you don't always see, and he's hiding an SCV at the bottom there. Okay, that is going to be a proxy factory for Light. We are going to see a proxy factory, and it's very, very doubtul that Hwasin is going to see this coming at all. He's throwing down his factory in his main. He's throwing a supply depot at the gap between his main and his natural, and that'll make for a pretty tight choke. Hwasin also produced a Marine, and he's going to guard that choke, and he's not going to let that SCV through. He'd be wise to try and follow that SCV. If that SCV runs away, he should probably follow it and watch for any other sort of proxy tech or anything that Light does. But at this point, he's probably going to think that that SCV is the main SCV scout, and that Light is not doing anything tricky because the timing works out pretty well there. And okay, so Hwasin actually floated his barracks out of his base over it towards the middle of the map and dropped it down in there. But I'm not sure what the point is. I don't think he's going to produce any Marines. It's far too late to do that. I mean, the standard play for a Terran would be to have a factory going up right now and probably get a Vulture. And once Vultures come out, 1 or 2 Vultures come out, any sort of Marine harass is probably not going to be successful. And Light is actually throwing down a second factory at that 6 o'clock position, so he's going to be dedicated pretty heavily to this proxy build. Hwasin throwing down a starport in his main, and it looks like he's not going to be able to get a scout in onto Light's base. So he's not. I don't think he's going to have any idea this is coming. Hwasin is sending his first Vulture out to kill the scouting SCV, and he's going to think that that's all there is coming in. Actually, he didn't kill the SCV. I'm not really sure That might have been a mistake by Hwasin. He might have like just attacked it once and assumed that it had died or something and not noticed that it actually lived. But that could be definitely be a mistake. And a vulture out for Light produced from that 6 o'clock position, and he's heading out as well. Machine shop going down for Hwasin. Still, he's going one fac into one starport, whereas Light went with 2 vultures, and both of those vultures are getting right into Hwasin's base. There's nothing there. The Marines and the vultures are all over it, getting ready to attack Light's base, and Hwasin is in a whole lot of trouble. He had no idea this was coming at all, and it looks like he's just going to go for the counterattack. He's not going to try and turn his vultures or Marines around or anything, and it's just going to be a micro war. Those vultures are picking off a lot of SCVs. I think they've already picked off 3 or 4 SCVs, but the Marines and the vulture are in for Hwasin into Light's base, and they're going to wreak havoc as well. Both players are just going to sit here and destroy each other's bases. Hwasin does get a decent surround on one of the vultures. He might actually be able to pick off a vulture. No, more vultures coming in, and they are going to pick off pretty much all these SCVs. These SCVs are going to go down fast. 1 vulture out for his main for Hwasin produced, but I don't think that'll be enough against 3 vultures. But Hwasin is doing a ton of damage at Light's base as well, and he is absolutely destroying pretty much every SCV. I think Light